As stated before, Persona 5 the animation is something. I've recently started to watch it and I have things to say about it or things that everyone should know about it. Everyone says the show is pointless because there's a game of it. And I would agree with that for arguments since there's already a game of it, so why would you watch it? But if that's the case, why is there a Dragon Ball movie of Golden Frieza Saga, but it's also turned into episodes? Same for the Battle of Gods episodes or the Boruto episode, which is also connected to the movie. People actually like the show one better because it had a better design for Momoshiki and stuff. I went a little deeper in this and found out that Persona 5 had a manga, which I actually didn't know about, but it makes sense. The manga would be first, then the adaptation for the game. Just like if a regular anime or manga series had a manga and then adapted into an anime from a company. But now let's get into Persona 5, the animation itself. For starters, that it's based off of the game that's on I think a PlayStation console. It has all the basic topic, the basic storyline. Everything about it is the same as the game. But I also looked up that it only takes place for the main parts, maybe not many side quests or any regular stuff like that. Something I did notice though is that from the game, the cutscenes they don't really talk that much. I've seen some of the cutscenes when he met Ryuji, he said one word, or when he met on, he didn't say. I don't think he said anything. But in the show, they had a whole conversation. I'm not gonna really explain the whole storyline of Persona 5 because most of you probably already know about it, the personas and stuff, the main character. You probably already know that. Persona 5 the animations basically if you haven't played the game you can watch it because I haven't played the game of Persona but I'm a big fan of Persona 5 and stuff, but I haven't played the game, so this was good for me because I never played it yet. I know, making a Persona of month type of video without even playing it, but I watched episode 1 and found out something weird. Joker and Ren, no, I mean Joker or Ren. Joker is Persona, if that makes sense, because the thing is called Persona, with the spirits, but Joker is his alternate persona, of the Phantom Thieves. I'm not gonna get into this. You probably go look up a different video about this. What I realized is that Joker talks a lot more. Okay, Ren talks, or Ren Amami. That's his full name, not his persona name or Phantom Thief name. Okay, Ren Amia it talks a lot more in the show than the game itself. I mean, he technically talks because when you choose him saying a word, but he doesn't really have a voice acting right there. But in the game, he says persona, which is also voice acting. Same for Smash Bros. When he talks, it's a voice actor itself. But he talks a lot more in this than the game itself. Cause I've seen I did a comparison about it. I'm coming up on episode 11 and seeing episodes of characters going through their own problems, emotional desires, and lost people from those people that took away from them, such as the people that had to steal their heart. The ones that have distorted desires, such as the first one, Kamashita, but you probably already know about that. It's just the same thing about the game. Side note, stealing their heart is how they can make the people confess and repent for their sins, because they are distorted by an evil desire or a selfish one. Such as the gym teacher Kamashita, who abused his students if he didn't like what they were doing. Abused Ryuji, which is what the first person Ren meets. He was on the track team, but then he tried to get away from Kamashita because he was ruling Mason Empire, thinking that the school was his palace, thinking he was the king of the school. When really he's just a boring old gym teacher. Because of this, he's domestically abused many people. One person, An's friend, he abused her so much that she tried to kill herself by jumping off a roof. I'll get demonetized for this. But luckily she didn't die. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that scene I actually didn't know because I have the game, I can play it right now, I just haven't gotten to it yet. But this is Persona month, so I want to go over some of the important things about this, also things I want to talk about. I have a few topics, which are, why was it made, what is the use for it, even though there's already a game for it, and why are there so many Persona animations, even through Persona 3 and 4, which if you like this video, ask if you comment down below, I might talk about it for another video. Now back to update how I got into Persona. Persona 5 was the first way I got into it, but I'm gonna be honest, I only knew him because of Smash Bros. Because I only knew it because I didn't know that many game characters. Hey! Stop pulling! Stop! 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 Stop it! Okay, leave me alone, God! Okay, yes, don't blame me. The only games I really knew at the time was like I liked the Sonic and Pokemon and like a few Mario games, but like that was only like a few games that I scratched up. But this is about the anime itself, so I'm not gonna really talk about like how much I like the show or like the franchise or like the games or that. I don't care if the first thing I knew about him was for Smash Bros. I like it very much, and I am now one of his. I main him, but one thing about the show is about the comparisons of the cutscenes. The cutscenes and like the show itself, they look similar alike, probably because it's like the same people who made it. There aren't too many differences between the art and animation, but the way the dialogue in the game is different between the show. Just like the game, the first person Ren meets is Ryuji and Anne. They also own their personal problems and have like tragic backstories. I named some earlier about like Ryuji getting abused from his gym teacher breaking his legs, it said, and on he thought of Kamoshida. I'm not gonna get into this part, but like he thought of some very, very weird topics about art. As like I said, later in the show, or if you played the game, you find out that Richu had trouble with his gym teacher Kamoshida, who abused him and his students. Same for An, who he was also abused, and her friend again, who tried to literally kill her. Some people go through like this stuff maybe like in a regular day. Like you could see someone the next day about they look sad or something, and the next day they could be like on the news about something a different topic. Everyone goes through something. You can never know. You could be bullying someone, and then they could do something very drastic the next day, and you like it could be because of your fault. But in every part of Persona, every conflict, they get a new member. There's always going to be one adult that has a distorted desire and heart, so they have to steal it. And by doing that, they had to find the treasure, which is their heart, and they had to destroy it or steal it. That's what they would say. So they can repent for their sins, and like they'll confess freely and will forget anything that they did, which also means they will forget like who they were, because like they go in their like their system, they go into a place called Mementos, where it's basically a palace about someone's desires, and they have to take the treasure from it, and like if they do it correctly, they won't kill themselves, and they will repent for their sins. But what's the use for it if there's already a game for it? As like I stated before. Well, wait. As stated before, everyone says that why is there a show about it even though there's already a game? Which is like there's a bunch of games of Persona really, even like Persona of the old Personas, they like a bunch of spin-offs. But it's a good point if you haven't played the game, you should watch it. I mean, it's just my opinion. I liked the show. I'm almost done with it as I'm recording this right now. At least this segment of the part, anyways. But unlike the game and everything in the animation in the show, saying about the game, but something about the music in Persona, it's freaking amazing. It's catchy as frick. The songs are all a banger. I mean, I have a whole playlist of just Persona game songs I enjoy. I mean, just hear this. I used to have like I have like one track in my videos. I mean, like every video I've seen, you probably noticed before that I have at least one Persona video music in my videos and my animation channel, because I'm a big fan of it. My icon is based on a Persona related thing. I tried to like mimic the Persona art style, but I didn't really get it for how I want it to be. But like I plan on remaking like my icon anyways. Something I also want to talk about is the art and dialogue of the show, and the game. The art in the show, in the intro, is really good. The game wise and show wise, I really like the intro to the first part of Persona 5, the animation. I love the red and black and white aesthetic. That's literally my colors for my OC. I'll put it on the screen right now. It literally has the same colors, and like I like the correlation with the colors. They really look good together. Sorry. I'm not feeling that good right now. While saying it's the red and black and white, they look really good together, and like those, although my favorite blends of colors, I meant just to look like my OC. As like then he has red, black, and white. But one thing that I don't get is why the dialogue changes between the show and cutscenes. They're not the exact same way as I said earlier, but they're almost similar, just with different if that makes sense, different saying like different words. Because you know in Persona the game, you have like 3 choices of words, and it'll do like a different reaction. Just how like Ram. Oh, Okay, okay, I'm not going to say Joker. Sometimes I'm just gonna say Joker. Sometimes I'm not going through his whole name. His whole name is like hard to say just with his last name alone. I know it's actually, I know it's his name is Bren, but I don't care. I had to get this done. My throat is hurt. Nothing. When Joker and On, when both of the two of them met, they didn't say a word in the game, but the show they had a whole conversation. And when he met Ryuji in the game, he's just like one word. But then again, the the show is basically the game itself has cutscenes, so like when you talk to them with like certain words. And so far the show is pretty good so far. I've enjoyed it a lot. I like the art style and stuff. But coming up on episode 21 is almost like almost all the origins are done with the Phantom Beast, all the introductions. The last member has joined is Haru Akomura, who is a daughter of like a big franchise of her father. She was being forced by her father to marry some rando, and like that's totally illegal. And yes, I have forgotten the guy's name because I don't really give a. But coming back to this topic, I don't know why they made it because like there's already a game for it, and I did research about it, and still I don't know why. I mean, if they already made a manga and game about it, why didn't they make a show about it? But to be fair, it makes obvious that there would be a show about it. But that also makes sense that if the show was first, then the game. Something I forgot to really go into is about how they get their personas, but that'll be a whole video itself about how I explain about the personas they get from the spirits. I'm not gonna say too much about it because it's gonna have like a whole video itself. Maybe if you want, comment down below if you want to see that. But when I'm watching the show, I like at episode 4, Joker or Joker gets another persona after he said thank you for giving them a key to for a door, which is the Kamoshida arc. And since they liked them, he had fused with them. They had went in his mask where he gets his personas from. That's also gonna be like a different side plot in like the video. That they go in his mask and then he can use them very many times like in the games. But I thought Arsene was gonna be gone because he disappears like a half of the show, and like I'm not done with it while recording, so I have no idea if he's coming back or not. Most likely because like I haven't played the game, but I already know like some of the basis of the stuff about it. I like how they're supposed to save people that they want to fix their world. And to be fair, half of the stuff I just said happened in like a whole episode. But when episode 21 ended, not gonna lie, it gave me shivers and no words. Probably because like Haru's dad died because they must have messed up something up, and when they were stealing his heart and his treasure. Because there was a one guy that has to show you, but he's called Beware of the guy in the black mask. I haven't gotten to that part yet, so I'll probably like talk about it like something other. But it was stated that he's probably the one who killed her dad while it's still in Mementos or his palace. But alas, I know it's hard to really like say anything good about this show, or like because since there's already a game about it, it's easy to say what's the flaws about it. But in my opinion, it's good. I will say you don't really need to watch it if you already played the game. But if you haven't played the game, you should watch it if you want to just see it yourself. Instead of trying to grind up for levels, you'll die instant. So yeah, some people could be harsh on it, but like, they have fair opinions about like it doesn't really need to exist. It's pointless. But I would say that I did laugh on some parts of the show. I mean, this whole part where I said I laughed on it, I literally did that like at 4 a.m. while watching the show. What I just want to say is watch the show if you haven't played the game. But if you played the game, just watch it if you want to. There's like a bunch of other Persona animations I might get into another video, but only if you guys want to see that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you in the next video, and cue the outro.